Hey, welcome everybody. This is Talking College Football with Luke. I'm Luke, and we have our stars and our analysts, Dan Pedraza here and Anwar Thornton. Guys, man, what can we say? Woo, some really good football games this weekend. By the way, everybody, Anwar went 5-0 with his picks.
Sure.
5-0.
Whatever they say. Whatever they say.
Dan, you went 5-0 as well with your picks. We're undefeated. We're on a roll. So we want to look at all the big games. But first off, we got to talk about, hey, you guys' reaction to the top 25. Let's hear what you got to say.
Yeah. I feel like as the weeks get longer and longer, and we start, getting really close to the conference races and the playoffs, I feel like the top 25, top 12 is starting to really settle down. You're seeing a little bit less movement per week. Obviously, you have these teams that are still losing. So, like we had Alabama drop 6 spots. The biggest mover this week up was actually Tennessee and Oklahoma. But Oklahoma had a big win. Tennessee, they just kind of skated by. But yeah, we're just kind of just seeing everything kind of stabilize out now. So
So let me ask you this. Dan, you talked about the Notre Dame. They're 9, correct?
hmm
And Alabama fell to 10.
Yeah. I was not expecting that. I thought that Notre Dame would end up at 10, Oklahoma would jump them, and Alabama would stay ahead of them. I'm honestly not sure how I feel about that. I might have kept Alabama ahead of Notre Dame right now.
Yeah, I think if you look at strength of schedule, and that's what it comes down to, um, Alabama has those 4 wins over current ranked teams. The only ranked win that Notre Dame has at this point is against Southern Cal. So let's talk about Southern Cal just for a quick second because they got a huge game coming up this weekend against Oregon. And the committee kind of did them a little bit of a favor. They're just on the outside at 15. Is that correct?
Yep.
yep.
So I guess the question, guys, is if Oregon loses and they're 7, they moved up to 7, which is really good for them. Does that put, so let's discuss the Oregon USC game and what effect that has on the Big Ten in terms of getting teams into the playoffs.
Yeah. So from the way I see it is that if Oregon wins that game, that drops down to USC with 3 losses, and then say Ohio State beat Michigan at the end of the year, Big Ten will get 3 teams in. If I see it, if USC wins that game, then I think you'll actually get 4 Big Ten teams in, and those being Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon, and USC. So I think this is a playoff game for USC. It's nothing short, nothing less. Oregon, they could probably afford a loss and still get in. I think Oregon's almost pretty much set in right now, but this is huge for USC to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Dan?
Yeah, I agree. I think if you see USC win this game, um, you probably have USC ranked 9, Oregon 10, and then Notre Dame at 8, or somewhere around there. Maybe all those one back.
All right, I guess the question really becomes then who has Oregon beat?
Yeah.
That's what I guess the argument has been. At the time, the Penn State win was huge. Uh, I don't think they have a ranked win yet.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
No, I think that's true. I mean, their season comes down to these last 2 games. They really haven't struggled with any difficult opponents at all outside of that Penn State game. They struggled on the road at Wisconsin, but besides that, it's just blowout, blowout, blowout. And
Mhm.
yeah, they haven't really been proven. Oregon is a kind of a team that we really don't know a lot about of right now. So I think we'll definitely find
Yeah,
out.
and they got blown out. Yeah, and they got blown out by Indiana.
Yeah.
So now the question becomes: Southern Cal has a close loss to Illinois, who is now ranked, correct? What's
Yep.
Illinois ranked?
Illinois
Lose
21.
21.
They're 21.
Yeah.
Illinois 21. Uh, so this is good. This is a huge weekend. Any other big games on the schedule that you guys see that's going to affect these rankings? Oh, Pitt. Who does Pitt have this week?
They got Georgia Tech, and that's gonna be huge for the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
like
huge.
their coach said,
Yeah, Pitt, Georgia
not
Tech.
the Notre Dame game's not important. What matters is the ACC play.
Hey, he was right. Was he right?
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you this: what are the games do you see on that schedule that are? I think those are the top two teams.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
There's Missouri, Oklahoma also ranked on ranked matchup, but Mizzou is over there at 22, so not.
Yeah, but ever since. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, just not super important, but could affect. Could be a little dangerous for Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anwar, you see any other ones?
So with this week, I'm looking at the schedule for this next weekend. Like looking at these games, despite being the end of November, this is like the weakest schedule we've probably had all year. There's not that many ranked games. There's not too many games that you're looking at like, whoa, top 10 matchup, anything. I feel like this week is more of a week for like these teams that are sitting on 2 losses to just win out. So Oklahoma, obviously, you've got Miami versus Virginia Tech. Miami needs to win out to have a chance still. And then you've obviously got Oregon. Oregon's the biggest one in the game. And then one more game that I see could be interesting: Michigan versus Maryland. Michigan might be looking ahead towards the Ohio State game and could potentially take a loss over there. So
Yeah, and Loxley's job might be on the line, so it would help him to have a Michigan for Maryland to beat Michigan. So that would be an excellent game.
Actually, one more. There is Cincinnati BYU.
Oh yes,
Yeah, Cincinnati 7-3, BYU's 9-1. BYU loses this, they may not be in the Big 12 title conversation. So that could hurt them a lot more than just one loss. Just take them out of the Big 12 championship. Might have Utah or Houston jump them.
okay. So let's go ahead and talk about those conference races. Right now, if we look at, let's start with the Big Ten. We know that we have three locks in the Big Ten. That's Indiana, Ohio State, and Oregon at the moment. Do you see any more teams from the Big Ten getting in? I mean, there's a path, but seriously.
There's a path. I think the only other two
Seriously,
teams, yeah, the only other two
Seriously,
teams I
no.
think even have a chance are USC and Michigan. But
yeah, that's the only other two
USC has
teams
to win this
that-
weekend, and Michigan has to win next weekend.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes,
All right, so let's talk about the SEC. Oh.
Losses last week.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now they got 4 losses. There's no chance that a 4-loss team gets in. All right, so let's talk about the SEC. What do you guys see right now? Who are the locks?
Right now, it is Texas A&M undefeated still, and then you have Georgia currently sitting in that number 2 position in the SEC. And then also Ole Miss. I don't see Ole Miss not making the playoff this year.
Doesn't Alabama only have one conference loss with
Yeah,
a
they do.
win against Georgia?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
wouldn't
So
they be second in the SEC? Well, I'm trying to look at the schedule. I can't find the SEC.
But Georgia has, or not,
So-
Alabama has the head-to-head, so.
Yeah.
we see 4 locks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
4
looks
locks
like
for the
it's gonna
SEC.
be either Texas A&M versus Georgia or Texas A&M versus Alabama.
Okay. So we got 4 locks for the SEC that we're saying, 3 for the Big Ten. Let's go ahead and talk right now. That takes up 7 spots. Let's go ahead and let's talk ACC. Where do you guys see?
ACC is still in chaos. Anwar, you want to talk about it?
Oh, are we?
All year
I got a
long.
question. I got a question. Are we doing locks for the playoffs or locks for the conference championship game?
We could do locks for the. It's the same thing, isn't it?
Okay, when I was
For
talking
the
about the
ACC,
SEC,
it
I
is.
was talking about like the SEC conference championship race, not the playoff race. But all right, for the ACC, if we're doing the playoffs, it's Georgia Tech or Miami, which is crazy that you have to go for it. Because Miami's not going to make the ACC championship game, but I feel
No.
like Miami's the only other
Which
team that the committee respects enough to even give a shot at the playoffs right now. Miami's a team that could make it in, depending on what they do with Notre Dame. And then if Georgia Tech wins out, they'll be in the playoffs. But dude,
oh, without a doubt.
did you see how terrible Georgia Tech looked last weekend? That was embarrassing. It was almost as bad as Notre Dame's showing against Boston College. That was horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was going to add even more confusion to the ACC. But I'm looking actually at a breakdown. The probability of the ACC title game are Virginia's at number one, then Georgia Tech and SMU are pretty close right there. Pitt and Miami both have a chance to make the ACC title, but it's like a 6% chance for Pitt and a 4% for Miami. So they have a lot of other things that to go right for them to even make it in. But really, Virginia, Georgia
So
Tech, and SMU.
so I can see it like this. Miami's probably the only. This is my opinion, so I'd like yours. Miami could probably make it in on their own if they avoid that ACC title game. Would you think so?
Yeah.
I think they could.
I think, like I said, with that, it's going to be like what they. But I don't think they're either putting both Notre Dame and Miami in, or they're both going to be out. So I feel like their fates are kind of like tied in a way.
Okay. So we're saying 2 for the ACC or just 1?
Just one.
I could see
Just 1? Okay.
two, but I don't know.
There's a path for 2. All right. So let's go ahead and let's talk Big 12 because you got the big dog in Texas Tech, but then like you're talking, you got BYU who's only got 1 loss. Of course, there was a beatdown. So where do you guys see?
Yeah, I think it'll end up just being Texas Tech by the time the final selections come out. Utah and BYU are still creeping up. They're both in those, I think, 11 and 12 spots.
Did you say
But
UConn?
Utah.
Utah.
Utah. Okay. I heard that.
Yeah, yeah, Utah and BYU are 11 and 12, or BYU, Utah.
Where are they ranked? Where are they ranked?
11 at BYU and 12 for Utah.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
So if BYU loses, you could see Utah jump them, but who knows? Texas Tech is really the only lock so far, assuming they win their title. I think even Texas Tech could lose their title game and still get in.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's talk
I think
group of.
BYU still has a solid shot. I think Texas Tech is by far the best team in the Big 12. However, that being said, if BYU beats them in a conference championship, they'll be in, and Texas Tech will still get in, like in that situation Dan was talking about. So, if I probably see 1 right now, but I definitely see the path for 2.
Okay. All right. So a lock. They have a lock of 1. Let's talk about the group of 6. I mean, come on, that's a mess right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every week keeps on getting more and more cloudy. But right now, Tulane is ranked number 4.
Yeah.
So that's the number 1 group.
And I know the committee's got to be saying, come on, Tulane, get your stuff together, because nobody wants to see a weak JMU team get in there. And a team like North Texas, who got killed by USF. So, yeah, I mean, what's going to happen here? So we got a lock of 1. So right now, based off of the math that we just did, the locks are 3 Big Ten, 4 SEC. We're saying 1 Big 12 and 1 ACC.
Let's go
So-
2 ACC. Let's go 2 ACC in this
You
situation.
think
2
so? I don't know
ACC?
if I would call Miami a lock. I think it may still end up just being the ACC champion.
Yeah.
Okay, so if that's the case, then that's 9. So now, and then you got a lock of
Notre Dame.
a group of 6. That's 10.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame would be 11. So who's that outlier? Is it coming from the SEC, which would then be 5 teams in, or a potential 4 teams from the Big Ten? What's the most likely scenario? What would you think?
I think
With
it
the
could
SEC,
be.
you
And
still
the
have a
Sun
team
just
like Vandy sitting. There's some teams that like come from the SEC that we're kind of just forgetting about. Like one of those being Vandy. Like, bro, if Vandy like wins out the season with 2 losses, they're putting Vandy in the playoff.
yeah,
SEC,
because that'd be a nice win over Tennessee.
yeah,
Well, I think we're also not talking about Oklahoma. Like Oklahoma could be that fifth team from the.
Oh,
I think Oklahoma's getting in right now anyway.
Yeah.
I think they're already in that 4 group from the SEC. That being Bama, Georgia, Texas.
Yeah, I
Oh,
agree.
yeah. Actually, the SEC could get in 5. Now that I think about it,
yeah.
the SEC could get in
I would be
5.
surprised if they don't.
Yeah.
Me too. I see 3 from the Big Ten. I don't see 4 getting in, but I do see 5 getting in from the SEC.
Yeah, I see
So
that.
that's like we did a show 2 weeks ago, and we entitled it the SEC Invitational
Hmm.
because if they get 5 in there, I mean they dominate. That gives them a real good shot of winning the national championship this year, which our good friends at ESPN, I'm sure they would love to see since that's their broadcast partner. Okay, guys, let's move on to the big games. We did a little foreshadowing of the 3 that are coming up. Let's go ahead and let's talk Oregon, USC. Who you got, Dan?
I got Oregon. I think that they're going to pull it out. They both have had kind of strong Big Ten wins against Iowa in the past few weeks, but I think Oregon is a more complete team. They actually have a run game that they're able to use, and I think that's going to come in handy against USC.
Okay. Anwar, who you got?
Yeah, I think this game is actually going to be extremely close. These 2 teams have common opponents. Um, they both beat Iowa like barely. Oregon beat them on the road in terrible conditions that don't fit their play style, and USC beat them at home like in Southern California. Oregon, they're out some of their best wide receivers, but Dante Moore is looking good. Give me Oregon, and also their defense is nice.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do Georgia Tech, Pitt. I think it's Pitt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Pitt.
Yeah. Georgia Tech, Pitt. Who you got? Anwar, you go first this time.
This is like the masking tape bowl. Like this is just like 2 garbage teams like putting on a costume to try to and are still have a shot at the playoffs. I don't think either of these teams are good. Actually, I really think Miami is the only like good team in the ACC. Like Georgia Tech has been like they barely beat Wake Forest. They should have lost to 1-9 Boston College last week. They have like no defense. I know they have Haynes King, and then like Pitt, like you have the thing going on with their coach talking about like the Notre Dame game doesn't matter. Like that's probably not good like motivation for your players, However, Georgia Tech does have a really good quarterback in Haynes King, so just for that,
Okay,
I'll take
Anwar,
Georgia Tech.
who wins? Who wins the game,
I
Anwar?
just said it.
Who?
Georgia Tech.
You rambled so much, Georgia Tech. Dan, who you got?
Yeah, I think Georgia Tech. I think Notre Dame, that game last week kind of exposed some of Pitt's weaknesses. And with the new quarterback, the true freshman, I think Georgia Tech is going to be able to take care of them.
Okay. So then we got one more big game, and that's the BYU game. Dan, you want to go first with that one?
This is a tough one. I was really high on BYU until they just got blown out by Texas Tech. But I think I'm going to still ride with them. Cincinnati is a tough team, and I don't think they should overlook them. They could be causing some chaos.
Yeah. Anwar?
Give me Cincinnati. Give me Cincinnati. I do like BYU's defensive run game, but that's my upset pick for this week. I haven't been high on BYU all season, so why continue now? I'm gonna stick with the low on BYU. I'm gonna take Cincinnati.
Okay. So listen, couple of things I want to make an announcement about right now. This week there is not going to be a recipe from Miss Renata Barber because she worked really hard on doing something special for the Thanksgiving weekend, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. And Anwar and Dan, you both will get a package from Miss Renee, the barber, for what she has prepared. Secondly, at the end of the season, Anwar and Dan are going to have their very first award show. I'm not going to give you too much information about it, but they have prepared something really special, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with for players, coaches, experiences, and everything that you guys have told me you wanted to do.
Yeah, it should be pretty fun. It should be a fun
Okay.
episode.
All right. So, any final thoughts before we sign off?
No. I don't. Have we mentioned where you are? Your background?
Yeah, go on. Hit
So,
the-
okay. Look, great. I am in Puerto Vallarta, down here on vacation. I'll give you an idea. I'm trying not to fall as I get out my chair. Can you guys see the pool
Yeah, it's looking nice.
Yeah.
in the background? And I walk over here, and I'm at the Pacific Ocean. So I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a couple people out at the beach already. I come down here a couple times a year with the family and everything. But it's a beautiful spot. I would tell anybody, and by the way, it's already 80 some degrees and the sun is out. So, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Look at the mountains. I'll show you the mountains. You can see the Sierra Madre Mountains over that way. And I've hiked those before. So, pretty cool.
Very nice.
The question is,
All
are
right,
you gonna
guys.
be watching football while you're on vacation out there?
What time does Ohio State come on?
I don't know. I only know.
Of course. All I know is that it's like this. Our job during football season is to watch football games. So, yes, I will be watching college football and replays on Saturday. So,
Check. Ohio State is at 11.
so listen,
11 Central.
is that 11? Yeah, I'll definitely be watching that. Is that the Rutgers game?
Yep.
Yeah, it's Rutgers.
Yeah. All right. So, because that's the precursor. That's senior day. For a lot of teams across the country, that's senior day. And those guys usually put on a fantastic show no matter where you go. So that's going to be great. So, hey, listen, to our people watching our show, please leave your comments. Tell us what you think about our show, what we should be adding, what we shouldn't add. And if you have somebody you'd like us to acknowledge, please feel free to do so. Also, if you like our program, remember to subscribe. Like I always say, it doesn't cost anything. You just get notified when we're on the air, and you get our exclusive content that we provide when we do our instant analysis. And obviously, you guys like our instant analysis. All right, so on behalf of Dan, Anwar, and myself, we'll see you next week. Remember, this week we're only going to do the one show because I'm not going to be able to edit the two shows that we do on Thursday morning at 10 a.m. and I might be able to get that second show up, guys, where we give our picks for the week on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. prior to the game day broadcast.
All right, sounds
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
All right.
See you next week when I'm back in Chicago.
All right.
good.
Oh, Dan, how cold is it in Chicago right now?
I just checked after I was watching the nice weather over there. It's 43 and cloudy right now. It looks depressing out there.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep. Bye.